Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do another folklore, mythology, and makeup video, and today we're going to be talking about the Japanese fairy tale about the Tongue Cut Sparrow. I know the story pretty well personally just because it was one of the stories in my Japanese children's books, and I don't know why this one really stuck with me. Maybe it's a really good just life lesson, but yeah, let's just get right into it. So the story of the Tongue Cut Sparrow starts with an old Japanese couple. There's a husband and a wife, and the husband's such a sweet old man. He's really caring, kind-hearted, all these really great things. Just a really just sweet old man essentially. And his wife, on the other hand, was the exact opposite. She's kind of mean, nasty, selfish, all these terrible things. So one day, the old man is out by a creek and he sees an injured little bird, a little sparrow, and he feels really bad for it. So he takes it home and takes care of it. And his wife gets home and sees the bird, and she was just like, "What are you doing? Why is there a bird in our house?" And he just told her, "This bird was injured. I took it home to take care of it and nurture it back to health. Like, this is our pet sparrow now." And the wife is just really mad, really pissed off. She does not like the idea of having this bird around, but what is she gonna do? It just is what it is at this point. They kind of live their lives. The woman is still mean and bitter and hates this bird. It just keeps chirping and yapping and things like that. And one day the old man was out and the woman was at home alone with this bird. Not a great idea, but like, whatever, what are you gonna do? The bird kept chirping, just constantly chirping, and it was really pissing off the old lady. Like, she really just hated the sound of this bird. She hated that it kept like chirping at her, making all this noise, and so she got fed up. So she took the bird, got a pair of scissors, I believe, and just cut the sparrow's tongue so that it couldn't talk anymore because she was so sick of it making all this noise. And then she just kicked it out of the house. So she just dismantled its body, more or less, and then just kicks it out. Doesn't give it a home, and she doesn't care. Like, whatever, this is just her day now. So the old man comes home, and he asks her, "Hey, so where's the bird? Where did he go?" And the old lady just says, "I kicked him out. Like, he's gone. Like, he's not here anymore." And the old man is just like, "Oh my god," because this was like his pet. Like, they have no children. I'm not saying this was like his child, but he took care of this bird, tried his best to nurse it back to health, just for the old lady to cut its tongue off and set it off somewhere. So he goes off looking for the bird, and he ventures into a forest. And just coincidentally, in this forest, there's all these talking woodland animals, I suppose, kind of like Snow White. Like, he's never seen this before. That bird couldn't talk to him. It would just chirp. And amongst these animals is the bird. It's the sparrow that he nursed back to health that the wife kicked out. The thing is, though, this bird was not a normal bird like the way it was when it was within his care. This bird had kind of changed into just also a sentient animal that could talk and just say things, essentially. It turned out that this was, obviously it could talk, but it turned out to be a magical bird because it told him, "You took such great care of me when I was broken, sick, just not well. You nursed me back to health. And I want to reward you, like, come party with all my animal friends in this forest." And he's just like, "Okay, cool, awesome." So he goes and he enjoys the party. There's like festivities. They put on little shows for him. Everything. Just appreciation, because it's like, you helped take care of our friend. Now let us show you a good time, essentially. And so he's having this great old grand time. And at the end of the night, the bird kind of goes up to him and says, "Okay, like, thank you for coming here. As a parting gift, please take a gift. Like, you have two options here. Please take one." And the options that the old man had were a really small box and a giant big box. And because this old man is just really thoughtful, he's very, like, kind, he doesn't want to impose, he just says, "You've given me all these, like, you've thrown me this great party, like, this great feast. I've, like, just, you guys have, like, put on, like, these shows for me. I don't need a gift." Like, and he just didn't even need a gift at all. He just wanted to make sure that his little birdie was okay. But, the bird told him to take a gift. So he just took the smaller gift because he didn't need much. It was really like, they had done all this for him and he just wanted to make sure the bird was okay at the end of the day. So he just took home the small gift. So he goes home to his wretched old wife and tells her about what had happened with the bird in the forest. And then they open the gift and there's just a ton of gold and treasures and jewels. And the old woman is just like, "Why would you take the smaller box? Like, we're super poor, and imagine how rich we could have been if you'd taken a bigger box." Like, there was a fortune in this small box. But she was just kind of saying, like, imagine how much more money we could have if you had taken the bigger box, like, home instead of just this small itty bitty one. And so the woman goes out the next day and she's trying to track down this bird, and she finds it somewhere, somehow. I don't know, I guess in the same forest. I guess that bird just waits for humans to come by. And she just tells the bird, just, you know, in the fakest act ever, oh, I'm really sorry for cutting your tongue. I'm sorry for the way I treated you. You know, can you forgive me? And this bird is just, I don't know if this bird is smart, like just really smart and sneaky, or just really dumb and gullible. But the bird just said, oh, okay. And so the woman kind of weasels her way into having a party thrown for her as well. So the festivities go on. Same thing with the old man. Like, a little party is thrown, like food, shows, all that stuff. And at the end of the night, the same thing happens. The bird tells the old lady, you know, as a parting gift, please take one gift. There's a small box and a big box. You know, take your pick. And the woman obviously goes and chooses the big box, because why wouldn't she? She thinks she's just like so smart and so sneaky that she's just kind of like conned this bird into giving her this big giant gift after being thrown this party, after cutting off its tongue, that she just, you know, gets everything she wants in the end. And so before she even gets home, she gets really excited and opens the gift before she even gets home. And to her disgust, there's no gold, there's no treasures, no jewels, nothing. It's straight up just like bugs and like eyeballs and just disgusting, just crap. There's no better way to put it than crap. Just all these like gross things. And it's like, that's the story. It's a really fast, simple story, obviously about greed and just, you know, like greed and karma, essentially. Like, you know, because who's to say, honestly, if there was something bad in the big box for the old man? Like, maybe. And maybe the bird just knew that, like, he wouldn't take up that offer to, like, just pick the bad box, that he would probably pick, like, or the bigger box, he would probably pick the smaller one because he's just that kind of person. I often find myself referencing this story a lot when I'm in a situation where it's, like, it's about essentially being given an inch and taking a mile. And so I often am just, like, it's like the bird, it's like the Tongue Cut Sparrow, when no one knows what I'm ever talking about. So that's the story of the Tongue Cut Sparrow. Honestly, I just think it's funny that the old woman thought she was, like, so smart and so coy to be like, oh, I'm gonna cut off this bird's tongue and then try to get things from it. As if the bird isn't smarter than that. I mean, it's a bird, so, like, maybe she's not totally in the wrong for thinking that, but also it's just, like, you kind of have that coming. I mean, obviously she had it coming, but it's just, like, you really thought you could get away with all of this, which is just, like, so silly and so dumb. And that's why it's also a story about just karma, and, like, you're kind of gonna get what's coming to you eventually. You can't keep doing bad things forever and always getting away with it. Like, life's gonna find a way to catch up with you. So I'm gonna finish the rest of this face really quick off screen, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm back. So since it's a shorter story, I decided to keep the makeup look simple in that it's kind of just like a bare face look, like natural skin makeup. But then I kind of went overboard with the lips, I guess, in contrast. We can pretend that I did that on purpose. I mean, I did do it on purpose because it's, I did kind of do this on purpose just because it's like green glitters and like I kind of was going for a green thing with greed and whatnot. But it just kind of is a lot. So we can pretend like it's in relation to the story where the old woman didn't know when enough was enough and she just wanted more. And it's kind of what I did with my makeup, even though I tried to minimize it. But yeah, that was the story of the Tongue Cut Sparrow. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something. There was a million lessons to be learned about greed, about karma, about animal cruelty. Just all of it is bad. All of it. Well, karma's not bad, but you get what I mean. If you like this video, I also have a similar one that I will link down below, or it'll be in the end cards. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!